In 1978, now legendary television series creator Glenn A. Larson and ABC debuted a new science fiction series known as Battlestar Galactica. Set in the 7th millennium AD, the Galactica is the only surviving battle starship after the destruction of the 12 colonies of mankind from an attack by the evil Cylons. As a result, peace is destroyed and most of mankind has been wiped out. Now, led by Commander Adama, the Galactica and a fugitive fleet of humans are on a desperate search for the legendary planet Earth, with the Cylons in deadly pursuit. While the show only lasted one season of 24 episodes, it's left a lasting mark on pop culture and spawned tons of merchandise. And today, we're checking out the Cylon Raider, here on KREED'S Collection. Hey, welcome back to another episode of KREED'S Collection. Today we're taking a look at the Cylon Raider from the 1978 Battlestar Galactica toy line by Mattel. This set includes the Cylon Raider ship you see before you, as well as the Cylon Centurion pilot. So let's not waste any time and jump right in with the Cylon Raider ship. Cylon fighter ships are known as Raiders and typically have a crew of 3. The Raiders are armed with 2 forward-firing laser cannons and bombs located in bays inside and beneath the wings. The ship is powered by 2 sublight engines, so it is a short-range fighter and generally stays closer to the larger ships. They are capable of flying in space and also a planetary atmosphere. Being oval in shape, the Cylon Raider does conjure images of the 1950s B-movie UFOs, however with a significant visual upgrade. And now that we know a little bit more about the Cylon Raiders, let's take a closer look. The Cylon Raider, in my opinion, is one of the coolest looking ships in science fiction history. And this toy really does it justice. You can see all the details here where it looks like machined metal, and the decals have held up fantastically. Right here on the front, you can see the canopy, and it's really well designed. It fades right into the details here in the back, and of course it does open to reveal the Cylon Centurion figure inside. Underneath him, you can see the pilot chair, so I'll go ahead and move him, and you can see the detail on it. It's really the only thing inside the cockpit. It's pretty sparse other than that. I guess when they designed the toy, they forgot that the Cylon Raiders had a crew of 3, not 1. The canopy glass is a clear smoked color, but when it's closed, you pretty much can't see through it at all. As we come around to the back, we can look at the top here and see where the canopy ends. There's all these extra details that go into the twin sublight engines. The concepts for these ships were designed by Ralph McQuarrie, and he was the same person who did all the ships for Star Wars. There are wheels on the bottom here, but first I want to show you that if you take it and pull the wings open, you put it in attack mode, which reveals the missiles that you can fire by pushing this button. Yes, I actually have a missile firing one. These were all supposed to be recalled in 1978 due to the fact that, and yes, this is a terrible story I'm about to tell you, a young child fired one of the missiles into his throat and he died choking on it. Obviously, this is a terrible tragedy, and I completely understand why Mattel recalled all the missile-firing ships. As awful as that was, though, I have to admit, I'm very happy to have one of the missile-firing Cylon Raider ships in my collection. But before we show off that feature, let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom of the toy. Here you can see the 3 wheels that allow it to land and roll, as well as some other details like these 2 ports here that I assume maybe are for hovering in place. And of course you can see the Mattel logo and copyright right here. And now we're going to go ahead and test out these wheels and see how well this thing rolls. Alright, so we'll give it a push. Let's go ahead and give it another one. Well, basically it will roll, but you kind of have to push it around yourself. It's really not for like driving, it's more like landing gear. Now let's take a closer look at the wings and firing missiles. The wings simply pull open and the missile can stay inside because there is a recess for it. All you have to do to fire the missiles is press this button, so let's go ahead and do that. You ready? It's awesome. Here's a better look at the missiles. As you can see, they're just red pieces of plastic. They have a flat side, that's how you insert them into the firing mechanism. And here at the end, there's a tooth. For when you insert, it actually catches onto that. And when you push the button, it releases it. Loading the missile is as easy as pulling open the wing and then inserting the missile into the firing mechanism. You just want to make sure that the flat side's pointing up, and when you hear it click, you know you have successfully loaded the missile. The copyright information for the Cylon Raider is located on the bottom of the ship. Mattel, 1978, Universal Studios Incorporated, made in Hong Kong. Now it's time to take a look at the included Cylon Centurion pilot figure. Cylons are a race of robots created by a long-dead reptilian species of aliens, also known as Cylons. The reptilian Cylons were ultimately overcome by their own technology, and now the robot Cylons are singularly dedicated to destroying humanity. The standard Cylons are known as Centurions. They're silver in color, and they are the base-level military android that make up the ground forces and pilots. They answer to Gold Command Cylons, which in turn answer to the Imperious Leader, the most advanced Cylon model. And now that we know a bit more about the Cylon Centurions, let's take a closer look. One of the most noticeable features on any Cylon is their red eye that goes back and forth on the front, and as you can see, they've got that painted in there to kind of give you the impression of that. Sadly, there's no vac metal chrome on this figure, but he is supposed to be silver like on the show. He does have some details molded in though, like his fist here. You can see his fingers and thumb. He's also got the chunky chest plate and weird mouthpiece, just like the show. You can see he has a belt here, as well as some etching on the front of the codpiece, and then he also has boots. Here at the hips, he has die-cast metal holding on his legs, and then on the back of the helmet, you can see the Mohawk-style detailing that goes down into their backpack. The Cylon Centurion, of course, was designed to fit perfectly into the cockpit. It's as easy as opening the canopy, setting him in the chair, and then closing it back up. Now he's ready to take on Adama, Starbuck, and the rest of the crew. Now it's time to check out the articulation on the Cylon Centurion. Here at the legs, he can go up about 90 degrees, but they really don't go back very much at all, as you can see. The arms are also able to go up around full 360 if you want, and that is it. That covers all 4 points of articulation on the Cylon Centurion. And now for our He-Man size comparison. As you may have already guessed by looking at the Centurion in my hands, he is actually tiny. Yep, he's only a 2-inch tall figure. And at that size, I have a feeling he'd have a lot of trouble intimidating anybody. Destroy all humans. Destroy all humans. All humans must die. Destroy all humans.
You're adorable.
Yeah, he is pretty cute. No, I am not cute. I am menacing. I will destroy
you.
No,
So
no,
cute.
no.
He's like a wee little baby. Flint, can I keep him?
Yeah, I guess so. Come on, we gotta go.
Oh, I'm going to take you home and name you Steve.
Regardless of size, though, it's still a fantastic toy. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my toy retrospective for the Cylon Raider from the 1978 Battlestar Galactica toy line by Mattel. This show is burned into my memory forever because when I was 7 years old, I got to go out to California to visit my grandparents, and we did the Universal Studios backlot tour. During the tour, the tram went into the Cylon mothership, and we got to see the Imperious Leader ordering around Cylons. The tram is then captured, only to be saved by Starbuck and the other human heroes in a daring firefight, distracting the Cylons while we made our escape. I will literally never forget that. My 7-year-old self was so impressed. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a thumbs up. And if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. I love reading and responding to them. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it, and it would help my channel grow. I do a retrospective on a toy or toys from my vintage collection every Wednesday. So I hope to see you next week and every week after, here on KREED'S Collection.